This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Talking about important lessons we learned this weekend. I can start. All these Black Friday deals, the Cyber Mondays, a little too good to be true. My kid really wants some shoes for Christmas, which is stupid because she's still growing, and the shoes she wants to get are either $130 or $160. Nah. So I decided to wait for the Black Friday sale, head over to Adidas's website, see if there's anything smoking, and I pretty much said 40% site-wide, except for Sambas, which are the specific Adidas shoe my kid wants. They know what you want, and they don't give you a deal on that part. They'll give you a deal on everything you don't want. Hey, here's some basketball shorts. Your kid want those? No, she doesn't even play basketball. So I don't know what to do. Do I get my kid used Sambas for Christmas that just smell like wet dogs from some guy that wore them before? So I know I'm not paying $160 for shoes she's going to outgrow in a few months. Mitch says, something I learned this weekend, apparently pterodactyl aren't dinosaurs. They're just cousins to the dinosaur, which blew my mind. That feels to me like an excuse for a cousin wedding. You know, I bet a pterodactyl fell in love with like a T-Rex, and the T-Rex is like, no, we're not like totally related. We're just kind of related, right? What else we got? Seth says that tiny little pocket with the front pocket on your jeans was originally invented to hold pocket watches. I just found that out this weekend. Thank you for that text, Seth. It is true. I've always wondered because it's inconvenient when you put a coin in there and then you try to get that coin out of there. It doesn't really work that good. I'm like, this is a stupid pocket. But if it was for pocket watches, that would make a lot of sense. Why do they still put it on, though? When's the last time you saw somebody pull out their pocket watch and check the time? I'd have respect if I did see someone do that, but more so like maybe when you're wearing a suit, not jeans. You know, people got phones now. That needs to be the focal pocket, is one that works with my cell phone. Because some jeans, I can't even get my cell phone into them. That also might be because they're so tight, because I'm thick. Lisa is out with a migraine, and I think a lot of people probably struggling with that with this severe weather shift. I didn't realize that had anything to do with triggering migraines up until a couple of years ago. But yeah, it has a significant impact. Apparently Calgary is like one of the worst places in the world to live for people that suffer with migraines because of the Chinooks that come through. See? Learn something new every day. Talking about important lessons you learned over the weekend. Jamie hit me up. I learned that you're never too old to have a pajama party. I spent this past weekend with my 72-year-old mom and two older sisters. We spent Saturday night without our husbands and children, had a deep fry fondue. That's the best kind. The broth. People fondue with the broth. Get the oil going. Anyway, we shared old memories, brought each other up to speed on where everyone's at these days. It's now our new Christmas tradition. We're going to have a pajama party every year at the holidays in order to reconnect. I like that one a lot. Ryan came through with what he learned this weekend. If you take out a bank loan, you got to pay that back. Sorry, I think everybody knew that, Ryan. 61% of people say they have positive things to say about having overnight guests. I, for one, love it, especially if I have friends sleep over and it's a party the night before, because then the next day you get all the juice. You sit around and reflect different things you saw, different things they saw. It's the best. I did notice something recently, though, when it came to overnight guests, and it's that straight men need a wake-up call. I've had gay buddies stay at the house before, and they will leave the room ready to rent to someone else, like as if professional cleaners have come through. I've had women stay over at the house in the guest room. Absolutely beautiful the next day. Some of them leave gifts. Straight men, not a chance. Had a straight dude stay over recently, and not only did he not strip the bed, he didn't make it. I found food wrappers all over the room, and the wet towel was left on the floor. What are you, 13 without adult supervision? This is just a good opportunity for me to reflect as well, as I'm a straight man who's probably left guest rooms in bad condition. So I'll be better. Does anybody really like Jimmy Fallon anymore? He's had some good stretches. He's had some incredible bits on his show. His time on SNL, especially if you like characters that would, break their character and laugh. it just doesn't feel like I know anybody that's like a Fallon fan. You know? He's releasing a Christmas album, and I just saw he tweeted about it. And when I looked at it, it had 6 retweets. Like, that's commoner numbers. Everybody I know has a tweet with 6 retweets. Jimmy Fallon, you'd expect thousands. Maybe late night TV doesn't carry the weight that it used to. I know that's probably true, but I do know people that really like Kimmel and Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert. So that's my question. Just real quick. Are there any mega Fallon fans listening? Where's the strangest place you've been hit on? My buddy got in a fender bender, and the girl that ran into him ended up getting quite flirtatious. And he was really upset at the start, and then maybe that was just her way of calming him down, because that's fairly genius. But he actually thought she was legitimately hitting on him. And they did exchange numbers, and he was bragging about that. And I said, that's what you're supposed to do when you get in an accident, dummy. Anyway, we'll see what ends up happening. It could be the start of a blossoming romance that's meant for the movies. Or it could be a tactic she used so that he doesn't try to sue her. Anyway, what's your best story for weird places you've been hit on? Get at me.
So my now husband and I, we went away. We're Catholic, so we went to one of those retreats on the weekend or whatever.
Like a marriage prep thing?
Yeah, like a marriage prep course.
Okay.
You go away to like some cabin for the weekend, and there's priests and stuff, and they teach you how to be married.
Which just on a surface level is a little bit strange, that they'd send in people that aren't allowed to be married to go and teach you how to be married. But continue, what happened?
So we were in one of the little group sessions. I wasn't with my husband, but one of the other guys decided to start chatting, and I thought it was friendly. Then he asked me if I'd like to go out and get a drink one night.
Oh, no.
His fiance and my now husband, the 4 of us had kind of, hung out around the course. We all got along.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Awkward. Flying solo today. Lisa should be back tomorrow. She is dealing with a migraine based on the significant changes in the weather. That's a thing. So if you have anybody in your world that you know suffers from migraines, might be a good day to drop off a Coke Slurpee. Apparently those help a lot. Ice cap, ice pack, and then just minding your own damn business on top of that also helps quite a bit. Don't say, maybe you just need to drink some water. Also, don't say maybe you just need to go for a walk or something, get some fresh air. Just trust me on that, okay? I've tried all those and they don't work very good. We're asking you the strangest place you've been hit on. Lindsay hit us up and said that years ago she was texting another radio station and won some concert tickets. The host off air asked her if she wanted to get a drink at the event. It's giving me the ick. Vow, I've never done that. Lorelei says, I got hit on by the skip the dishes guy in the elevator yesterday. I feel like he had a opportunity there for a good opening line, which could have been like, you hungry? You want to grab some food? And then he would unzip the bag, right? That's smooth. If he was on his way down in the elevator from dropping the food off, not as effective, though. What do you got?
I'm out camping with my aunt and uncle, and so I'm sitting out laying on an air mattress floating in the lake, and all of a sudden I feel the back end where my feet are go underwater, and I turn around. There's 2 girls there. They're sisters. They said, we had to swim up and say hi because you got the cutest bum we've seen in the lake all year. Okay, thank you.
Well, you had a mattress right there. How did it go?
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like I have the best story for this.
All right, I'm ready for it.
So like a year ago, I was at the mall shopping. Anyway, had to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, was in the stall, and somebody came and banged on the stall door. And it was some random girl. And she asked me, she's like, are you the guy in the black hoodie that just came into this bathroom? And I said, yeah. I was kind of awkward. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, you're in a vulnerable position for sure.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I thought you were cute. Do you think I could have your number? And I was like, probably not.
Yeah, all right now. Like, would you write it on a piece of toilet paper and hand it back?
Right? Oh, my goodness.
KFC launched their Christmas wrapping paper that you can lick. It's lickable paper, tastes like KFC. can't imagine how many paper cuts I would get on my tongue if somebody got that for me. They've sold out, though. That's how popular this idea was. Some of these things they come out with, and I don't even know if they actually come out with them. Like, do you remember Arby's had, when everybody else was doing Impossible Burgers, vegan burgers and stuff, they came out with the meat carrot? I never actually saw one. It was supposed to be like it looked like a carrot, but it was actually meat. I think they just did it for the publicity because it got people talking, right? So I thought that was the case with this KFC lickable wrapping paper, but no, they did come out with it, and it's sold out already. They might try to get some more made before the holidays and sell another batch, but I just can't imagine how awkward it would be sitting around at the family. They open the gift and then look you dead in the eye and just start licking the paper, you know? I might try that with just all the papers, just to confuse my family. Be like, oh, I thought you got the KFC kind. It sounds like they're going to be using facial recognition technology at the gate for Air Canada. This is just being tested out right now in Vancouver. It's the first time it's being done with a Canadian airline. It already is happening in some other places around the world. I think Germany was the first to introduce it. But you won't need physical ID or to show anybody it. It'll just recognize your face. They're being very careful how they roll this out in Canada just because of privacy and how they're going to be controlling the data, where that data goes, if it can safely be deleted, and they can prove that. All those things are being recognized as potential issues. So, like I said, they're introducing it slowly in Canada to make sure they're on top of that. But yeah, it sounds kind of interesting. My biggest concern is that sometimes when I travel, like let's say I'm going, to a stag or a weekend that there's going to be a lot of partying, right? If you're headed to Nashville for a girls' weekend stagette, does your face look the same on the way home? A little bit bloated, pretty tired. You got the bags under the eyes. You know what I'm talking about. Have you ever been so hungover that your phone didn't recognize your face? If so, what happens at the airport in that situation?
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast. Play 107.